watchers, and welcome to another film review tonight. The film I've been watching tonight is Hell Night. I've been watching Hell Night tonight. Okay, so there's another film called Happy Hell Night, and I thought to myself, oh, have I got the same film? But no, there's another film called Happy Hell Night, which I enjoyed, by the way. Well, this is a different film, of course. As an initiation right into Alpha Sigma Rho fraternity, 4 pledges must spend the night in Goth Manor, 12 years to the day after the previous resident murdered his entire family. 2 of the pledges, Marty and Jeff, ignore the rumours that the now deserted mansion is haunted by a crazed killer, until one by one members of the group mysteriously disappear. Could this be part of the fraternity prank, or a demented former tenant seeking revenge? When this seemingly innocent night turns deadly, these college students will do anything to survive Hell Night. So 1981 film. Actually, one of the actors looked. I was thinking, is it him from Starship Troopers? He looks just like him from. I was thinking, he looks just like him from Starship Troopers. And it stars Linda Blair, Vincent Van Patten, or Peyton, whatever, Kevin Brophy, Jenny Newman, Suki Goodwin, Jimmy Sturvant, and Peter Barton. Linda Blair, yeah, I like her in this. She's a really good, from the Exorcist films, which I do enjoy. They're really all good films. So yeah, Linda Blair plays. They end up at this, like, at the beginning of the film, you see it's like this crazy ass party, it's not crazy party, they're having this party, right? But then they decide to have 4 people stay at this mansion that to tell like a story about these murders that happened there, and you think to yourself, is it true or is it false? And then something happens. They start playing pranks out first at the beginning, and I think they're quite. This film was fun to watch. It really was. It was a fun movie to watch from the get-go, actually, because I like the idea of people staying at a mansion and people playing tricks and there's actually real killers in the house. Now, I did like that idea, I really did, and it was a good film. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I always seem to enjoy horror films. That's the way I am. Certain characters start to get killed left, right and centre off, and when you actually see the killer first, you think to yourself, Jesus Christ. And I first thought it was just one, then it turns out there's 2 in the house. There's 2 killers in the house. One of them's kind of like, looks a bit like, I don't know. One of them's, I don't know. They don't look friendly, that's for sure. They're not a very friendly bunch, these 2. Anyway, so the characters start to try to play pranks. The pranks are, they play pranks on the characters in the house, but then they start getting killed off. Like, for instance, they have these speakers in the house and they have like these sound effects of people screaming and stuff. And what else? This ghost figure, which I thought was good. I like that one. The ghost figure with the hologram thing was pretty cool. A bit advanced at the time, I'd say. I mean, I was like sitting there going, I was thinking that was a pretty cool freaking effect. That was. Bodies dropping down, of course. The film was good. I like the house in it. It's a cool looking house. It looks a bit like the Monsters house a little bit, or the Addams Family house. And just say if the monsters, or the monsters whatever, were actually psychotic demented people, this is how they'll be probably. Of course, now that thing is making a horror, making a monster film. Who knows? But I don't. Anyways, just go on with the film now. I love that cover, by the way. It's cool. 101 films too. Yeah, it's a really enjoyable film, isn't it? This film is really good. I admit the thing is, Linda Blair's got a great, so yeah. Like I said, I like that image too. Look at the house there and the people going towards it. That is a great image, guys. Great picture. I like that artwork. So anyway, they spend the night there, and of course, certain characters do certain stupid things in the film. For instance, the one of the characters is running away from one of the killers, and he has the torch and he's just running around. Oh look, you might as well stick freaking neon lights to your head or Christmas lights and just say there I am, wave at 'em and run away, because you might as well sit in Christmas decorations to yourself and thinking run away, because the guy's running around with a torch and it's just stupid. I'm sitting there going, Jesus Christ, turn the torch off when you're running, or when you're standing still, just because if you're running, it's all quite dark, so understandable when it's dark and but turn the lights off when something's coming after you, when you're hiding. And there's another Linda Blair's character. When the characters start to get killed off when they run away from the killer, she's running and screaming. I'm thinking to myself, that is not a good idea to run and scream at the same time. Like I said, certain characters do the classic thing, screaming and freaking giving a location out, which is very stupid indeed. So anyway, good film though. Really enjoyed it. Really had a blast watching this, and I'm going to give it probably a predictable rating, but I do enjoy these movies. What else happened? There's a lot of things that happen in this film. Some of the tricks are pretty cool though. Actually, there's a creepy part. Two of the characters in the room, man. There's like a thing like a carpet on the floor, like a rug, and one of the characters starts to go up like Freddy Krueger from the bed. It starts to just climb up like. There's like a trapdoor, some kind of like finger, to go down, and he starts going up, and I'm thinking, oh god, that's how you can get into a room easily. Just have a rug and just go underneath. So and the house has got kind of like a lot of places to go, and it's quite a big place. It's like a big freaking basement and stuff where they go down, and that is the dumbest thing to do, is go down to. This is another thing. One of the characters decides to investigate and leave the girl alone. He does that once. Leaving her alone, that's just stupid. What if he gets killed and she's on her own? And he almost does it the second time. They go down the basement and she's there, I'm not staying on my own. I don't blame her, because I'm like, don't leave her on her own. That's just stupid. Go down, leave the freaking, he could be, he end up getting killed and whatever. And of course that happens later on in the film. One of the characters who's in the house, he actually goes for help, goes over this like gate, and he almost gets, it's like these sharp parts at the top of the gate you can't climb over. And this part was funny because he goes towards the hut and he finds a police station, right? He goes in, he tries to get help, they don't believe him, and they've got shotguns, like guns, weapons on the table, door open, and I'm thinking to myself, where's the security? The guy just goes in, grabs a gun, shotgun of course, and then he just goes out the window, and I thought to myself, that is the worst security I've ever seen in a police station. Terrible. Should have him locked up. The guy's literally got the door open like that, and he goes in, and he gets the shotgun, he gets the... I'm just like, Jesus Christ. He does actually kill one character, and I think he did well, but then what happens to him, and I thought, that's a shame, because you actually don't see his character, you kind of vanish. Something happens to his character, but you don't actually see what happens to him, which is weird, I've just figured out, when I've been doing this review, I've just been thinking about it now, and I thought, hang on, what happened to his character? You didn't actually see what happened to his character in the mirror. It's got some crazy ass moments in it, but I had a blast watching it. It's got some decent performances too. Certain parts, the picture quality wasn't the best, but it's just the way the film was made. Yeah, it's the release of the first time. I bet there's a lot of films, horror films, that have not been released yet on Blu-ray. There is a lot. I mean, there's like, I don't know, I'm trying to think which ones I'd love to see on Blu-ray. There's a lot of films I've got on DVD I'd love to see on Blu-ray. For instance, the original Ring films and the Grudge films. You can't get them on Blu-ray, I don't think. The Asian ones. The Japanese. Anyway. So yeah, I really enjoyed this film. What I didn't like about it. I can't think of anything that I disliked about it. I suppose one of the characters getting, you didn't see his death, and certain parts where the film isn't perfect. Like, it has moments you think, what was you doing? Why was you doing that? Why are you running around with a torch? Giving you a location out. But certain parts is just like bad idea. So yeah. So what I liked about it, I like the Linda Blair. She's great in it. I didn't even know she was in this film until I was like watching the film and her name popped up. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. The monsters, the characters and the killers are pretty, especially the one that looked like Frankenstein's monster cross between him and with the wheel from under the car. He looked quite tall. I was like, Jesus Christ, he's quite scary looking. When it's dark, he's more scary because when he breaks this guy's neck, just twists it. He does like a Jason Voorhees on him. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and you know, it's got some quite, you know, intense moments. Not super intense, but intense moments. So yeah. So the rating we're going to give this film for a film that was made in 1981 is a 4 out of 5. Like I said, a predictable rating. It's 1 hour 40. It's like 1 hour 40 minutes, 40 whatever minutes, and it's a good film. It's definitely worth a watch. If you want a hell night up tonight, it's definitely worth watching that at night. You want to watch a film that's kind of like fun and, you know, whatever. So yeah, 4 out of 5 for Hell Night. Really enjoyed it. Definitely worth a watch. And yeah, so I know people, I'm going to go off now. Man, subscribe to the channel. Have a nice day, have a nice week. Take care, look and stuff. And if you ever go into a creepy ass mansion, make sure you got friends with you. Make sure you got a shotgun or a gun, whatever. And make sure the gate's open. You know, and make sure you got exits, that's for sure. Just, you know, so make sure you got a good security. Maybe even security guards with it. So yeah, just so you get to see some crazy ass people who want to murder you. So, and if you want to go off now, subscribe to the channel. That's Devin. That's week. Take a look at yourself, and see you later. Good night.